Oh, yeah. Welcome, everybody. It is that beautiful time on Tuesday, 2 p.m. Pacific, coming to you live from Southern California. I want to say sunny Southern California, but it is not. It's been raining. It's cold as, you know what I'm talking about. It's cold outside. It's been like stormy. And I know Trump said the storm is here. We're in the storm. It's time for the storm, but there's like literally storm out there and it's cold people, very, very cold. So anyway, welcome to this beautiful Tuesday. We're going to have a nice little conversation today. It's going to be a good one. We're going to go all over the place. I guarantee it. It's going to be all over the place. We're going to talk about the corona thing. Let's call it the virus thing, because it's going to make more sense as we get deeper into the conversation. We're going to call it the virus. You'll understand why. Then we're going to talk about what people are doing with all this information and the sort of the panic that's happening out there and why, and then what to do about it. And then also what's coming. I guess I really want to talk about what's coming, because there's stuff coming that's going to shake up a lot of people. Some stuff is being leaked. You guys are watching some videos now that explain the situation, but there's going to be more coming out. And the idea of cognitive dissonance is something I really want you guys to understand, because once you know what cognitive dissonance is, you'll understand the moment of panic of, oh shit, what do I do with this information? And once you know that this cognitive dissonance is going to happen, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. That's what's happening right now. Not a big deal. I need to do ABC. So we'll talk about that today. We're going to talk about my podcasts. I'm launching 2 podcasts today on March 17, and it's a powerful number. We'll talk about 17, of course. How could we not talk about 17? It's a big deal. So we're launching 2 podcasts today. And of course, I'm giving away 100 shirts. Giving away 100 shirts. And these shirts are not just shirts. The value is $50 a piece. That's just the value that sorry. So it's a $50 value. I'm doing 100 of these. So we're going to give away 100 shirts on this live today. But I'm going to announce the how part at the end. As much as I want to launch it now and tell you guys exactly what to do and how to go get the shirts, I feel most of you would just go do that and then not listen to me talk. And then I got to talk to myself. And it's like, I do that all day. I need you guys. I need you guys to stay with me. So, okay. So with that said, stay to the end. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff you may love, stuff you may not love, you may hate, it may scare you. Stay with me. No fear. 0 fucks. And then at the end, we're going to talk about the 2 podcasts and the big t-shirt giveaway. So the shirts are really cool, because see, the shirt I have on now, I can't really get up because I'm on a stool. It's a long story. But you know the shirts, my shirts currently have this, right? But we're switching them up to where we're doing the circle on the front, and the circle represents a stamp. It's a stamp, like, boom, you're a badass. We'll talk about that at the end. Okay, now let's get into Facebook Live. Since this is being recorded and streamed live on Facebook, let's go through the Facebook rules. Most of you already know what to do. You've been here with me a lot, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you for always showing up. It's always more fun when there's a group, when one or more gather, right? So you know what to do. You're going to tag somebody that is maybe fearful of what's going on. Maybe somebody that doesn't believe what's going on. Maybe somebody that's stuck in a place of doesn't want to believe what's going on. Tag them right now. Share, click the share button, get it out there. So I want you guys literally stop right now and get this out to people right now. Then, of course, the biggest thing that we're going to talk about is the heart button. Smash the heart button. Facebook loves that. So just hit the heart button now throughout. Drop of course, tag, share, and then, of course, comments. We're going to talk about comments. Comments are very, very important. It gets the Facebook algorithm going. And so let's go with the first comment. It's going to be a question. I want to know what size shirt you wear. Large, extra large, or double extra large. So LXL, double XL. So drop that in the comments right now. Let's get this thing going. Let's warm it up. Let's get the machine cranking because we're going to have fun. And then, of course, last but not least, sharing this with the world is what it's about. So clicking the share button and getting it out there is crucial. Watch parties are cool, but I'm learning watch parties on lives are not the best because once the live is over and you do a watch party, it doesn't sit there continuously. So anyway, so you want to do it after is my point, not during. Do a watch party later tonight whenever you want. I see a lot of sizes coming through. Karen's not going to tell, damn it. She's like, I'm not telling you my size. Very cool. So with that said, welcome to Who's a Badass show, coming to you live every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific. And of course, that's the podcast that's launching today along with The Hempabition. So we have Who's a Badass and The Hempabition, two separate podcasts, two separate shows being launched today on 4 different platforms. Again, we'll keep that for the end. So hang around, hang tight. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how to get a shirt. Because it's give and receive, right? It's somewhere. I think it's biblical. Give and you shall receive. So I'm giving, but I need to receive some stuff too. So it's going to be a little teamwork. With that said, hello, everybody. I cannot possibly go through the list of all these badasses, phenomenal human beings that are beautiful, like Rachel and Jesse Elder. What's up, dog? Paula, Jan, Andrea, my goodness, Jim, Kathy, Patricia, Brian, Billy, Jan, Christy, Lynn, Perry, Michael, Tripp out of Texas. What's up? My goodness, Kai, Paula, Dom, Michelle. It'll take an hour. So, but we don't have that hour. I'd rather put that hour into information for you guys. So here we go. You guys ready to start some shit? Everybody say start some shit because we're about to. Let's do this thing. All right. So here's what's happening in the world. There's a situation called a virus. This virus is a situation. And when I say it's a situation, I'm talking to you guys now from a self-development vibrational state. So if it's a virus and we look at it like a monster, it'll produce fears of the unknown, fear of death, fear of getting sick. It'll produce all kinds of shit. But if you look at this thing as a situation, then it's just a situation, just like a toothpick is a situation. It's just a thing. You follow me? Until you create a story around it and you give it power. As soon as you give this thing called a virus or what's happening in the world today or military martial law or lockdown or whatever's happening in Frisco, and then you can't go to restaurants, and why are there military vehicles? Why do we see police gathering? So if you go there and start creating stuff around this thing, then what happens is the brain doesn't know what that is. It's never dealt with it before. So it's new information. And what the brain is really, really good at doing is creating shit. It's creating these thoughts of unknown, the what if factors. It's never been here before. Like it's never had anything like this before. So it's going to look to create possible, potential, definite maybes for the future that are negative, and that right there creates anxiety. So anything for the future that we create that's, of course, it's false, we will create now this fear, anxiety. The brain will release chemicals. The chemicals will go into the body, shortness of breath. You've heard me talk about this way too much, and you guys already know what this is all about as far as what the body does, what the brain does. So I'm telling you guys for a minute, calm the fuck down. I mean this lovingly, because once you understand what's really happening in the world, And then you say, well, Andre, how do you know? I get this question all the time. And it's amazing as I started posting all the stuff about Corona and what's happening in the world and the Costco lines and the conversations I'm having around it. And does Corona really exist, or is it false? Is it is it propaganda? And what's the propaganda for? All of a sudden, I'm like inundated with questions and texts and messenger and, what does it mean? And calls. And so listen, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love these conversations because it's something for me that I've been studying for 30 years. I've been in America 40 years. I was 9 when I came here, and we come out of communism. So coming out of communism, I already had an issue with the CIA. I'm like, because that's who got my father into prison. So, those bastards are fake. They're bad. They're not good, etc. And it put me into this world of questioning everything. So one of my core beliefs today is don't believe what I believe, because what that means, don't believe what you believe, is don't ever get stuck in dogma. And this happens to all of us. And this is funny enough, it connects beautifully to cognitive dissonance. Getting stuck in dogma, like this is the only way. This is the only option. We're creating dogma. We're creating parameters. So what the brain does with that is, nope, I cannot allow anything else in, no other information. No, because this is safe. What I'm holding on to right now, regardless of who created it. I don't care if it's true, not true, fake history. They lied to us, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, safety. So don't believe what you believe is very, 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 Carrie's got an oil for that. Yeah, that's good. So don't believe what you believe, because what the fuck do we really know? Is really my big question. Like, what do we really know? We sit here in this, we're these pieces of dust, this microbial freaking substance that we exist and don't exist the next day, and we're in this vast universe. We don't know what's out there, but all of a sudden we pound on our chest and we say, yes, my God is right. No, excuse me, my God is right. What, your God? Well, fuck you. No, because my way to heaven, it was written in this book on this page in this chapter. So we got really good at creating dogma and creating parameters. No, because it's my way. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. Fuck you. I'm a liberal. No. Let me tell you about social democracy, or no, what was that? Democratic socialism. Oh my God, that's the funniest shit in the world. It's called communism, people. But we have to belong to these ideologies, because the ego has to put itself in a box for survival mechanisms. And we can have this, I can take this conversation deep. I don't think we have time in this little thing that we're doing today to go deep as to what the ego really is and then what the spirit is all about. But you guys know very well from me that everything in this universe is binary, right? Dark could not exist without light. Female could not exist without male. And some of you that think non-binary humans and transgender bullshit is, well, did they have rights? I don't give a shit. They don't have rights when it comes to the binary system. What they choose to do outside of that is very different. Inside of the binary system that's created by God, your God, the other person's God, because everybody has their own God, right? No, mine's better. I'm going to ask everybody today to calm all that shit down and look at everything from a neutral place and understand that there are laws of light, dark, positive, negative, left, right, female, male. That's just what it is. A battery can only work if it has the two opposite sides. There's no other option to create a battery. You follow me? So understanding that we live in a beautiful binary world, this is the ego and this is the spirit. The spirit actually exists inside of what's called the subconscious mind. Whether it's the same thing, guess what? We don't fucking know. And there are people that are, no, I do know. I'm going to call bullshit. You don't. Because what we have access to today doesn't tell us the truth. We're about to go into the age of truth. We're going into the age of Aquarius, where it's all water. We're cleansing the past. Information will be very, very abundant to all of us. So there's phenomenal stuff happening, greatness coming in. But I want to break down the idea of cognitive dissonance because, and then we'll go into the conversation of what, like what's happening today. Where is it going to go? Is there really martial law? And, like in Frisco yesterday, I forget how some of you drop in comments. What do they call the thing where shelter in place? That's like martial law flambe. Shelter in place, like that means do not leave your residence, like you got to stay in the fucking house. Anyway, I digress. So I'm suggesting to your brain and like really like warp, come to me now, focus for a quick second. I want you to understand, I want us all to understand. Number one, I don't know everything. I know what I know because I've done a lot of research and I'm heavily into self-development. We own a self-development company called Badassery Factory. I'm a coach. I do some fun stuff in that world. Do I know everything? No way. Will I ever know everything? No way. But what I do know, I love sharing. So this is what this conversation is all about today, is me sharing with you what I know that can potentially help you have a better next 90 days. Okay? Because this thing, I think, will take about 90 days for it to like really calm down, disappears, and then we can have conversations about the land of honey. We'll talk about that too. Here we go. Little sip of coffee. I tried to take a nap. It didn't work. Pissed me off. And then what happens when you wake up from a nap and you got bags under your eyes, you try to put CBD oil under, that's peppermint, and all of a sudden you start burning and everything's red. So if you see redness, yeah. See, you don't have to be smart to do this. It's just what it is. Okay, so again, today we're launching, I'll get back to the conversation right now, but today we're launching the 2 podcasts, doing the t-shirt giveaway at the end of this conversation. So before the top of the hour, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what to do, how to get the t-shirt, and how we're going to launch the 2 podcasts together, forever together. Okay. Now, understanding that the ego mind is false. It's the liar. In certain religions, it's called Satan, it's called the enemy, it's called the liar. It's just the ego mind. The ego's job is to create panic and to create chaos. That's its job. Drama, negative emotions, making things bigger than they really are. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I want you guys to understand that what's happening up here, yes, there's a motor skill thing of, oh, that's hot, burn, I'm going to not touch it. Outside of that, be careful how much power you give to the noggin. Well, it might be time for a little sip of water. So how much power we give to the mind, the conscious mind, the ego mind. Be very careful right there, because this is the part of us that creates the dogma. This is the part of us that says, it is my way or the highway. It's my religion, not yours. My God, not yours. Democrat, not liberal, not this. And if you look at humanity today as a blanket, as one, we all eat the same. And sorry, but we all shit the same. So I'm like going deep, baby. I want to keep it very, very real for us, because if you think I'm better, we're the same. The only thing that makes us different is what we believe in, nothing else. So I believe in this thing. So then ego says, well, of course, obviously, because I believe in this thing, I'm better than you. What? Because of a fucking belief? And then because of a belief, I have the right to kill other human beings because of their belief, but it's just a belief. Like, who said that this is the way, the only way, my way? And then people say, well, it says so in this book. We call bullshit on that too. So here's cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is this. You all your life, you, for example, thought eating celery is the only way to live in a very healthful manner. Celery. And you have this whole world up here about celery, and it's alkaline, and it's 80% water, and it's got these lines, and it's crunchy, and depending on if you cut it at an angle, it does this, it does that. Great decoration. You can also run it through a mandolin, and you can make, spaghetti. You follow me? So you got this picture, this story around this thing called celery. And that's the only way. Your story is that this is the only way to be healthy. So you now have a belief here. You have a belief around celery that this is the only way to be healthy. So I come in now and I say, yo, 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 Bob, Mary, check, right? Ribeye, bro. It's ribeye. It's all about ribeye. You got to eat meat. Meat is the only way to be healthy. So now the brain says, hold on a second, because I've been holding on to this information called celery for 50 years. And this is now my belief, my core belief. So there's substance up in the ego mind, in the conscious mind, saying celery is the only way to go. So now I come in and say, hey, steak, baby. Yeah, it's a cow. Her name was Bertha. We cut her up and we're going to have meat. The brain... Now, because I'm looking to introduce an idea that completely directly combats your existing belief pattern. So we're bringing in an idea that is looking to take apart your existing core beliefs. So, for example, man, I'm a Democrat, and I just, that's my life, man. That's my significance. That's my tribe. That's where I vibe, yo. And then all of a sudden, there's new information that is trying to come in to say, hold on a second, because the Democrats are a bunch of blah, blah, blah. And it's really the Republicans that are good. So there's new information trying to come in to combat a belief system that has been here for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, whatever. So now the brain goes into panic. Holy shit. This right here is called cognitive dissonance. It's a moment of panic. The brain does not know. It's confronted. Holy shit, there's new information. It's valid. It makes sense. Of course I got to eat meat. Everything you just said, it makes perfect sense. But how could I possibly go there when I've been doing the celery dance for 40 years? Holy Toledo Batman. But I get it. It makes sense. So the panic in here in the brain is what's called, again, CD, cognitive dissonance. And neurolinguistics programming, for example, NLP, is used in this process very well to take somebody from one side to the other very, very quickly. Not something we're going to do today. The reason I'm telling you this is because there's going to be information coming out more and more about things that are going to scare some people to the point to where you want to poop your pants. Okay. So before I go there, so please understand something. You're going to get to that place of, even today, like we're going to have this conversation, and I may say something that's like, whoa, hold on a second. He just said the earth is flat, but it's round. I see pictures, but he just said it's flat. What? It's all. So I might say stuff in this conversation that will provide for you what's called cognitive dissonance. I want you to become aware of it. So I may even do shit on purpose because I want you to become aware of this CD, cognitive dissonance. The more you're aware of the CD, the more you're going to be okay with, okay, it's just that. Andre talked about it. Not a big deal. Okay, it's just cognitive dissonance. Okay, my brain's trying to figure out some shit. Not a problem. Cool. I'll get right through it. As opposed to panicking, holy shit, cognitive dissonance, oh my God, it's scary, I feel like panicking, doesn't make any sense, what do I do? Point is, stay the course. Please understand what it is. It's when the brain doesn't know what to do with two opposing pieces of information in the belief system. Not like, this car or that car. That doesn't mean shit. I'm talking about like true core beliefs. So when your core beliefs are rocked, when they're hit in the face with other information, that's when cognitive dissonance happens, my people, my friends. So let's talk about what's coming up that's going to provide for you a lot of cognitive dissonance. Well, so there's a situation around the world called this virus, the virus. And some people have issue with Trump, but what if we take Trump out of the equation for a minute and just let's talk about the military? Let's say the military is behind this whole thing. And you say, well, the military, what's the military doing? So there on my wall today, I posted a 10 series documentary. It's called Fall of the Cabal. Something in the air. Oh, I know what it is. It's going to be fine. Okay, so there's a 10-part video series that's on my wall today called Follow the Cabal. I strongly recommend that you watch this with your family, with your kids, teens and up. There's some stuff in there that's not fun, but please watch this information because it's going to tell you what's been going on and what this virus is all about. So we've been living in a world of evil. And remember the concept of being in a binary world. I'm talking about good people and bad people. I don't do labels. I don't give a shit if you're liberal, if you're Democrat, Republican. I don't care. I don't care what religion you are. It's a label. You follow me? Your actions will tell me who you are as a human being. Because if you say, oh, I'm this label, but then you go gossip or you talk shit or you your integrity's out the window because you see a chick's ass and it's like, okay, cool. Your belief just went out the window. So I don't care about labels. I care about who you are and who you show up as. That's all that matters, right? But then we use, and what happens is the ego says, yeah, man, but I'm this religion. I'm not going to throw out labels today, but I'm this religion and I carry my book and, it's the word of this. And then the chick goes by. It's like, dude, you see that? I'm like, hold on. What chapter was her ass in? Because I must have, what? So you get my point. It's about who we are, who we show up as human beings. Everything else is a false label. It's something we will eventually get over and get release. So what we're going through today in this world of this virus. So let me ask you guys a question. What if, and maybe drop comments here, what if this virus just didn't exist? What if it just didn't exist and it's nothing but a common cold and it's used as a tool, as a weapon, as propaganda? For the first time, I believe, in the history of the world, it's being used as propaganda for positive. Typically, all the propaganda, the impeachment, the Russian hoax, this, he slept with that person, all this propaganda, we're going to war, weapons of mass destruction, 9/11, that's all propaganda. That's all for negative purposes. Once you understand what is happening right now and what the virus is really being used for and why they and I'll just say they because it's really the US military that's doing all of this. Once you understand what they are doing and why they are closing off borders, why they are literally stopping travel, why people can't leave their homes, why gatherings cannot happen. And everybody's like, well, my God, we got to wash our hands. It's, there's an epidemic, right? That was a little bit fruity right there, but you follow me? It's okay. So what if there's no virus? Then you say, what the fuck? What do you mean there's no virus? Damn it, because I saw it on the news. I saw it on the TV, on the tube. I saw people falling and dying. And so now I'm going to say, well, gosh darn it. If there's such a strong virus, how is it that China, from having people fall over on the street and they're arresting people, they're grabbing them from their homes, they're taking them, they're locking them in, they built 16 temporary hospitals in 10 days to hold, I don't know what the capacity of these hospitals were. And this was what, a month and a half ago? Maybe 2 months ago, whatever this Wuhan situation happened, maybe a month and a half. Do you know that yesterday they announced that they are now demolishing all 16 hospitals? They've opened up travel back to normal, and everybody in Wuhan is back to work, back to normal living society. What? So you stop and say, what the fuck just happened? What is going on? How are you telling me that a month and a half ago, people are falling over on the street from the virus, and all of a sudden, it's gone? Not just like, hey, we're taking people learn to wash their hands, and now they poop sideways, and now all of a sudden we don't have corona anymore. Come on, people. And this is where I want all of us to wake up a little bit. Start asking questions. Don't believe what you believe. Don't get stuck in, oh, this virus is horrible. Don't watch the media. Don't listen to the news. Don't put on. The only thing you should watch is a little bit of Fox, because that's the only place you're going to get some truth from. Shapiro, Hannity, that's about it. AON is another good one. And then follow very specific people on Facebook, Twitter, very specific people. I've done quite a few posts with who you should follow, where you should get information from. Outside of that, shut them up. Shut them up, because it's a lie. So then you say, okay, great. Why? Why is this happening? Why was China shut down? Why did they stop flights? Why did they quarantine? Why? Then you say, well, then why is that happening in Italy? But all of a sudden, China's done. Italy can't get out of the house. Digress. I got to stay on point. Why? All these countries shutting down borders, going into quarantine. Ireland should be going into semi-quasi martial law at 5 p.m. for us tonight. I believe it's 5 p.m. today. Today is the 17th, which is Q. It's also St. Patrick's Day. So if it's St. Patrick's Day, what does St. Patrick do? St. Patrick was the apostle to Ireland. How much corruption is in Ireland? Where does Apple store their money? They're $780 billion tax-free. Where do they hoard that money? What? In Ireland? Shut your mouth. That's not offshore. But why is it a haven? What corruption goes on there? Anyway, so if you start follow the money, follow the evil, follow the human trafficking, follow the organ harvesting, follow the blood. The blood, you say, what? What about the blood? Well, there's a thing called adrenochrome. Adrenochrome comes from little children. And little children, when they are terrorized, so adrenaline releases, it goes into the bloodstream, and then you cut them open and you drain their blood. That's called adrenochrome. And it turns out it happens to be the biggest commodity on the planet today. Royalty, politicians, people of great wealth, CEOs, Hollywood, everybody's on it. Everybody's hooked on the juice. Everybody's hooked on phonics. You say, well, that's gross. That's nothing. That is nothing. You know what Wuhan was all about? Wuhan was all about the biggest adrenochrome laboratory on the planet. You say, what? Yeah, it was a fucking butcher. It was a butcher shop. They would literally ship containers. Listen to me, people. This is where some cognitive dissonance might kick in. Because you're like, no, but the Wuhan people are great. They might be, but this still happened. The biggest laboratory of adrenochrome in the world is in Wuhan. They would ship containerfuls of children from all over the world, to get butchered. I'll let you sit with that for a minute. They would drain their blood. And then, oh, hold on, there are organs. What? Oh, how much is that worth? What is that organ worth on the black market? My cup says dad. And backwards, still dad. Sorry. So, and then you got blood, you have body parts. Why do you think, for example, New York, states like New York are passing laws that allow full-term abortions? And back it up with me for a second, because I want you guys to understand that I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to go do your own research. I want you to get involved. I want you to become a part of this movement. Get into the information age. You have online access today to everything. We'll talk about Google, Facebook in a minute. The CIA has taken their hands off of Google, YouTube, almost done. I believe they could be done, almost done. And of course, Facebook is a lot more open, and I'll give you proof of that. But really quickly, full-term abortion. Do you know that human body parts are worth a lot of money? So anytime there's an abortion of any kind or a miscarriage, we think that piece of flesh goes somewhere, the trash, I don't know if anybody really thinks through that. Why do you think you have abortion clinics? Who are these people? Where's the money coming from? What's Planned Parenthood? Planned Parenthood and abortions and miscarriages are 100% about body parts. And I'm talking about body parts, not just the liver, not just the heart. I'm talking all the parts, legs, arms, eyeballs. And you say, what the fuck? For what? And the next level is called cannibalism. Remember, I told you we're going to have some cognitive dissonance in this conversation. Just go with me on the journey. Please don't believe me. Do your own research. So if these body parts, so just please understand why, if a state like New York is allowing full-term abortion because a full baby is worth $103,000. Hello? Huh? $103,000. So that means a woman can get pregnant and make $103,000 every 9 months, give or take, maybe a couple of months off, and then boom, do it again. That's some pretty cool income. You follow me? So it's literally, these are baby farms. Just so you guys understand, these are baby farms. It's evil as fuck. So, then where's all this money coming from? So if all these people, these elites, they live on blood, they live on human flesh, it's called cannibalism, and it's not funny. Look into Hollywood, you guys. Look into Hollywood. I'm hearing of restaurants that are serving human flesh, and I'm not kidding you. In Hollywood, there are celebrities that talk about it openly. I live in freaking LA. So then you say, okay, cool. So who are these people? Why are they there? And what the fuck does this have to do with coronavirus? So I'm going to sort of wrap. I'm going to get to a place of, so I want to leave enough time for the podcasts and, of course, the t-shirts, because y'all want t-shirts and they're sexy as shit because Tammy designed them. So they're very sexy, damn it. All right. So all these people, they consume blood, they consume human parts, they are cannibals. And now the next level is the biggest commodity in the world is sex slaves, and very specifically young ones. And this is where pedophilia comes in. And you'll see literally from royalty to governments to Hollywood to the Vatican. Sorry, if you're Catholic, I'm about to burst your bubble. All these places, the royal families, the in UK, the what do you call that fucking castle? The whatever. Oh my God. It's not even coming. Anyway, all these centers, the Vatican, these are literally headquarters for pedophilia, the human trafficking. They're trafficking little boys and girls, a lot of boys and girls through these places like there's no tomorrow. It's such a hot commodity. And if you understand Epstein Island, if you understand the whole Epstein movement, if you go into that world to understand what they would do on that island and the sex slaves and keeping kids in cages, there are in Southern California, there are tunnels, and these tunnels run from Mexico all the way to Canada. There are tunnels, and under the Getty Museum, there are cages of thousands of kids were already cleaned house. Daddy got involved. When I say daddy, it's Trump. So that might be another cognitive dissonance moment for some of you. They're like, oh my God, how can you say Trump? Well, because he's here to save all of us. And I mean that from a place of just politics, if you will, and God. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of cleaning house. So what this movement, the virus, because if you listen to Trump carefully, he speaks in code. He uses what's called gematria. And every time he puts out a tweet or he does a speech, he'll do very specific things. So if you know what to look for, you'll catch his signs. He'll do his hand, he'll do cues with his hand. He's pretending he's pointing at somebody and he does a cue. So just watch Trump, watch the military. Basically what's happening right now, they're cleaning house. This plan has been in motion for 20 to 40 years. I believe it started with the theoretical, and I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying theoretical because there's information that's saying there's no proof of actual JFK actually dying. I'm not saying it's true. Don't take that like, oh my God, you're crazy. It's a possibility. So I believe it started back then. Of course, Trump was very good friends with all of them, was very connected with all these, we'll call them elites, if you will. And of course, JFK Jr., John, was extremely close with Trump. Anybody that was close with Trump, I believe, is still alive today. And I think we're going to find out soon. This year, 2020, we're going to get a lot of information. So, for example, JFK Jr., alive. Michael Jackson, alive. Elvis, alive. And you guys are like, oh my God, you're nuts. Well, you can think what you want. Do your own research. These are my beliefs. You guys are here on my little conversation. So these are my beliefs. And, and I'm not saying this is true, but what if, and I've gotten hate for this shit. I swear I've gotten hate for this. But what if Kobe's not dead? What? Stop it. Then where the heck? What are you talking about? Research. I'll just leave it at that. Just do your own research. See what's out there. Look at his wife giving a speech at the Staples Center when they did the the theoretical memorial. Look at her smirk. If you just lost your husband, that's worth $360 million, and your whatever 11-year-old Gianna, you're not smirking like that. You couldn't give a speech, for the record. Anyway, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. I actually want you to prove me wrong. How's that? Prove me wrong. I think that's a great way to go about this. These are just my opinions. Okay, so what's happening right now is called the Roundup. They're literally anybody here very quickly. And I did a post about this. I said, hey, who do you know that's got coronavirus? And everybody's like, nope, don't know anybody, don't know anybody, don't know anybody, don't know anybody, don't know anybody. I even, I'm talking to people in Italy right now that are like quarantined and they can't really get out just to the store, etc. I said, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, we just got to stay in the house. I said, do you know anybody? They're like, no, I just know anybody you know of that may know somebody. No, I haven't heard of anybody. And you guys still have internet? Yeah, because we're talking on Messenger. So, but you don't know anybody. No, I do. And I did this in Milan. I did this in 2 places in Tuscany, and I'm waiting for somebody in the south in Positano. I want to get confirmation, right? So what you will hear, though, is all these celebrities. Tom Hanks, yesterday, Idris Elba, and I can go, I have the whole list in my head. They're not coming out, but you have all these celebrities, the Trudeau in France, him and his wife. Follow the wives, see how many wives are self-quarantining. So when somebody has corona, been diagnosed with the virus, or is quarantined or self-quarantining, it simply means they've been arrested. A big name that will pop very soon, Oprah. Oprah will pop very soon. Anybody that has crimes against humanity, that has been a part of any human trafficking. Oprah Winfrey's a huge human trafficker. She was right there with Weinstein and Epstein. So many Steens. Anyway, she's huge. She's actually a big part of the Hollywood problem as to why so many people got hurt in the Me Too movement. A lot of. I mean, she was basically freaking madam. She was just whoring girls out so she can get to the billionaire status. Everybody sold their souls. Let's just keep it real. So what's happening right now is everybody's getting arrested, and that's what you're going to see more and more. But the way to do it is to control borders, control cities, keep everybody in their house, and they're moving swiftly. There are, in my research, they are arresting over 1 million people. Everybody's, look up Gitmo. Everybody's going to Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Everybody's going in there, and it's very, very simple. They're either going to, nobody's having a public trial. Everybody's going into what's called a military tribunal. Everybody's facing a military court, and for whatever crimes they did, and they will either serve a long freaking sentence or they will be executed. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So let me just throw this out there. Bush Sr. was executed for crimes against humanity. 9/11 was very much an inside job. When you understand it all, it'll blow your fucking mind. But he was executed. So if you look at his funeral, you can see all these people that they look, as they opened up their whatever pamphlet, there was an envelope. Everybody of power at that time, the bad folk, got an envelope. You know what the envelope said? The envelope said, it was him, it was Bush Sr. that left a note for each one saying, sorry, comma, they now know everything. So they're all going to make either deals to say, I want to save my name, I want to save my reputation, so please execute me, but save my legacy, or they will be literally executed and not have that deal. But everybody will be on camera. Everybody will have confessions on camera. So my point is, what's about to happen when I say we're going to go dark and the internet's going to go down, all this stuff, there will be a time, and I believe it's going to be before Good Friday, which is April 10th. We're going from dark to light. Everything Trump does is dark to light. The military, if the word Trump offends you, use the military. I don't give a shit how you look at it. But this whole thing started on Friday the 13th, which is the most evil day of the year. Actually, it surpasses Halloween. And then we're taking this thing because Trump said what? We're going to get this done in 30 days. His speech last Wednesday. We're going to get this done in 30 days. You start running some numbers. It's April 10th. It's Good Friday, Easter, all that fun stuff, dark to light. But in this process, I feel internet's going to go down. TV is going to go down. We're only going to have access to what's called the EBS emergency broadcasting system, where the military and Trump will be able to communicate to us literally documentaries and all these confessions from all these bad people. So now the public will simply say, holy shit, that's what we've been dealing with. So you start looking at your tax dollars and all this bullshit about impeachment and Russian hoax and uranium, and you're like, holy shit, gazillion dollars being thrown away of your money just so these fuckers can protect their asses so they don't have to face execution. So what's happening right now may be heavy. Whatever you believe in, pray, stay grounded, stay close with your family, stay close with friends that are not fearful. Get away from people that are fearful. If they go into drama and, oh my God, get away, just get away. Focus on you. I'm not going to throw names, but having a texting conversation earlier with someone on here, it was exactly that. I'm like, hey, screw everybody else. Focus on you. Go into a place of gratitude. Like, how cool that we're alive today. What an amazing concept that we're alive, that we get to be a part of this history. And trust me, what's coming out of here will be the land of honey. Look up Nasara, look up Jasara. It's literally going to be fucking amazing. Yeah, the royal family, of course. All royal families are dirty. So now let's shift, because we got about 12 minutes here to the top of the hour. So let's do this. Let's talk. Everybody's like, take a deep breath and let that go for a minute, because we got to shift from we're going to go from dark to light. If anybody has questions on this, please feel free to reach out. I placed my cell phone number on on my page this morning. Anything you need, messenger, phone, text, etc. All right. Who wants a shirt? Who wants a shirt, people? Drop some comments. I want a shirt. And I'm about to tell you how you're going to get a shirt. Here's what's going to happen. So I need help with these podcasts, the way podcasts work. And please understand, I'm just now learning all of this. I haven't been a podcaster ever. I haven't done this shit before, ever. 40 years ago, I didn't speak English. So all of this is being created. I'm literally, I have assistants in India, in Philippines here, but I'm up in Guam, but I'm literally 2 to 5 a.m. I'm typically up. I'm like, create this, create that, move this. So I'm working, I'm creating, I'm learning. So here's what happens. There are four main platforms that podcasts go on. And basically, I need your help to launch this thing in a very, very powerful way. And the best way to do this is 4 things. There are reviews. So sorry. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to subscribe. So you're going to click the subscribe button. The second thing you're going to do is click 5 stars. Third thing you're going to do is leave a comment like, hey, because all that information there is really all of these conversations repurposed into a podcast. So you guys already know the messages, right? So I don't want you guys to lie. I'm not saying like, oh, Andre's a genius. No, just leave a comment in regards to what you guys feel I provide for you. And you can have the same comment on all of them because there are 8. You're going to do 8 of them. So you're going to subscribe. You're going to hit 5 stars. You're going to comment. And then very quickly, you're going to click on download all the episodes. So it's just a little down arrow, click, 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 and download all. So these platforms will look for subscription, 5-star, the comment, review, and then of course download. So 4 things you're going to do. I also have these details and this information in an email. This email is going to be sent to you right now. Get your phones out. This is going to be fun. Get your phones out. Get your phones out. Get your phones out. And you're going to text the word badass. Y'all ready for this? Dun, dun, dun. You're going to text the word badass to 38470. Text the word badass to 38470. Text the word badass to 38470. Okay, so as soon as it's going to ask you for email. It's going to ask you for a full name. You're going to receive an email immediately, and that'll give you exactly directions on what to do, how to get to the podcasts. And actually, I'll show you right now. That's not, hold on a second. Bear with me. Where are you? Bear with me. Oh Lord, that's not what I want. Oh my goodness. Where are you? Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, anyway, so the page, I don't get it. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, it is not, it's not being friendly with me right now. Okay, so bottom line is this. You're going to follow, if for any reason whatsoever, this text message for you doesn't work, it's possible that you have blocked this 38470. I already got people saying done. Awesome. Double done, Cheryl. Boom. Done. And then what's going to happen is you get the email. You're going to follow those instructions in the email. Click on the t-shirt. That'll take you straight to the page on on our website, Badassery Factory. Do not opt in again, meaning don't stick your email in again, because I already have it from the text. And you're simply going to click on each one of there are 2 brands, right? Remember, you got Who's a Badass, and then you have the Hempibition. Click on each one, and you're going to do 4 things. As soon as you are done with all 8 items, you're going to respond to that email, and you're going to tell me a shipping address and what size you want. All this information, again, is in the email that you're about to receive or receiving. 38470, text badass to 38470. And this is the way to get a t-shirt. And I think it's going to be hot. I think it's going to be exciting. And this podcast world is fun. It's all about doing these conversations around hot topics. And of course, I love starting shit. So it's my nature. And as we get going in all of this, you guys, it takes obviously a team to make this stuff happen. So I appreciate you guys doing this with me, and of course tuning in every single week. If you know anybody that you feel I should have a conversation with, if I should interview them, or simply just have dialogue around what's happening in the world, or basically about badassery, please connect us somehow. Messenger, email, text, phone. It doesn't matter who. So Paula, it's go to your text. Well, somebody help Paula. It's very simple. Technically, you want to start a new text. The number is 38470. Then you want to tap the message space where you type in whatever the word, and that's where you want to type in badass and then send. So the number at the top is 38470. Stacy, you're saying it goes somewhere else. It can't. Not if you put in the word badass, it'll give you exactly. It'll ask you to respond with email, and then it'll ask you for but again, listen, if it's not working for you, send me a message on the side and I will get you the information. I'll get you the email, etc. I don't want you guys to feel like, oh my God, this is not happening for me. I'll tell you this. You want to go through the text route. That's number one solution. If for whatever reason you cannot get the text out, just simply go to badasseryfactory.com/podcast, or just go to badasseryfactory.com, and at the top in the menu, you'll see podcast. And as you now get to the podcast page, the first thing you want to do is Nope, that's not the way to do it. Nope. You got to find a way to get, I'm saving you guys a headache down the road. So you want to go down the text. If your text doesn't work, get a hold of me. I'll help you. We'll figure it out. I promise. I'm getting a lot of done. Boom. You guys freaking rock. So remember, don't make any of this bigger than it is. I want you guys, all of us, literally, I'm speaking from the heart. Relax. Calm the fuck down. And I mean this lovingly. Don't buy into the bullshit. Don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into the propaganda, you guys. It's a really good thing that's happening right now. We're getting rid of evil. Good is coming in. Phenomenal times are ahead. Look up Nasara. Look up Jasara. Watch the 10 videos that I placed on my wall earlier today. Go through them with your family. Don't fear any of this. Embrace it and start going into gratitude about, wow, how cool is it that we get to rid the world of all this evil and nastiness and cannibalism and blood. And really, you follow me? So don't fear any of this. Stay close with your friends. Stay close with your family. Pray, meditate, eat well, and drink tequila. With that said, you guys, so appreciate every single one of you. I love you, and anything you need, you know where I'm at. Peace out. Who's a badass? Drop it in the comments right now. I'm a badass. Who's a badass? That's right. You are the badass. Love you guys. Have a phenomenal the rest of your Tuesday. Peace.